Good morning, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I want to talk about the next section of the Corinthians verse. And this section says that love is not easy to anger, so not easily angered. So this, I think, is quite useful. And it's interesting. I wanted to share a quotation with you that for years I thought was a Shakespearean quote, but it actually is by an author named William Congreve. And this quotation says, Heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned. So let me read that again. Heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned. Now, have you ever been around a raging woman? Perhaps raging because of some experience in love or that was not felt from love? I have been in that experience. I definitely have felt that and have experienced that sort of anger. And it's interesting. I'm positive that that experience was such a shocking awareness for myself that it was probably a big part of my own awakening experience. And this is interesting because, again, we all know about anger and we all know that we don't like anger, and we're all kind of afraid of anger, whether from others or from ourselves. We don't really like this emotion, yet it's interesting that we can control anger too, right? So I came across a Chinese proverb which says, if you are patient in one moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. And it's so true. I definitely feel this. And if you've ever been angry and really introspective, you might have reason to be angry, but your own anger is often what affects yourself. I came across this great quotation, which is by Mark Twain, and it says, "Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured." Okay, so anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. And this is so true because, again, for those of us that are reflective about our own thoughts, words, and actions, we can look at what angers us. And if we've ever seen ourselves angry or even felt it from inside, it doesn't feel so comfortable, right? So this is our vessel, right? So this is where we're containing this anger. And no matter what we spread this on, we feel it more, right? So this is important. So I thought some people would wonder, is there ever a right time to be angry? Because there are certainly some experiences that one could almost say call for some anger. I don't know whether we'd call for anger, but there is an important distinction between recognizing when anger might be a natural response and it might actually be called for, and it might give us the strength to take actions, hopefully not more anger based, but certainly reasonable actions in a situation that has brought up a lot of anger. So I came across this quotation by Aristotle, which helps explain this a little bit. It says, anyone can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not easy. And that's so true, right? Because again, there is a time and then there's a right length, right? So, some people who get angry are angry, angry, angry. It just does not end, right? So it doesn't matter. Anything can throw them off. And if you've been in a space like that, you know that it's kind of a cycle that feeds itself in not such a good way. Because again, remember, it's the vessel that feels it. And so I thought I wanted to make sure that today, think of one situation or one experience or one awareness that you have that makes you angry and you feel it inside, or you think it or you speak it. And it is a particular situation. It could be a particular person, how they behave. It could be the weather. It could be anything. It could be that you notice it around everything and anything. It could be kids' behaviors. It could be neighbors. It could be your work, right? So what is it that brings up this anger? And then sit and reflect on it for a little while. And remember that it's your own vessel that you're hurting, because this will not be useful. And it's certainly not a loving experience, not to yourself or to anyone else. And so I thought this would be a great way to end this video with this quotation by Thomas Jefferson, which says, when angry, count to 10 before you speak. I think we've all said this to kids, right? We help them get over their anger by this simple tactic. And he says, if very angry, count to 100. And it's so true, right? Because taking that space of time before you speak and before you let those thoughts fester in your mind, you will speak with more kindness, more compassion, more love, and you can still speak about the things you need to speak about. So today, definitely sit down for 5 minutes and think about that. Remember, if you notice that you are angry today or you have been, use this strategy. When angry, count to 10 before you speak. If very angry, count to 100. I wish you a fantastic day ahead, which is love-filled and avoidant, not easy to anger, right? So avoiding that emotion with a recognition that it's there so that you can work through it in a healthy and a loving way. I wish you a fantastic day ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.